What's up, Faster Funds and Buyers Club fam? This is Casey coming back to you with another episode of Casey's Corner, your source for real estate success. Today, we are going to be talking about the NOIS. If you don't know what it is, you're probably here to find out. So we're going to jump right in. What is the NOIS? It's the Notice of Intended Sale. It's a notice recorded with the title company on the deed that there's an intention to sell this property. Normally, this is a minimum time frame of 45 days out, or you could do it longer, but you're supposed to record this. You're supposed to post it on your property. It's so you can send notice to any contractors that you've previously done work with that you're going to sell. If they are going to put a lien on your property, they need to do it within that time frame. If you're a flipper, if you're a rehabber, and you're doing projects where there's work being done and there's contractors involved, you might need to file an NOIS. Depends. If you're doing a small rehab, maybe 15K or less, one or two contractors, and your time frame from when you need to do everything and sell is like 45 days or less, you might not need it. It might not be enough for you to go through that process. But if you're doing big rehabs, 50, 60, 100K rehabs plus, multiple contractors, a 3 to 5 month time frame, it might be a good idea for you to file that. And then a way around it, or not around it, is if you have your receipts and lien waivers for your project. That's where the title companies are going to want to see that you paid for work that was done, and you have a lien waiver from that contractor that states that person has paid me, that rehabber has paid me, I'm not going to file a lien. That's what they're looking for. Normally, it's the buyer's title company who wants to see this NOIS or receipts and lien waivers because they want to know that their client is protected. After closing, there are no contractors that are going to come back and say, Casey didn't pay me, so I'm going to file this lien against the property, and then that new homeowner is responsible for that lien. So that's what the NOIS does. It notifies everybody, hey, I'm selling this house. Go ahead and file a lien if you need to. And then it also gives protection from that title company that says, hey, if you filed the NOIS, you've done your due diligence, and that there aren't going to be any contractors that come back after the fact to try and file that lien waiver. So again, when should I do this? If you're 45, 60, 90 days out, depending on your time frame, you get to put on there when your intended sale is. It has to be a minimum of 45 days from the date of filing. So if you're about a month and a half, so for me, if I'm finishing a project, when I list a project, one of my projects, and it sells opening weekend, closing is about 4 weeks later, I need to file that NOIS a couple weeks beforehand. I could do it 2 months before I think that closing date on the sale is going to be. Again, you're putting on the NOIS that time frame. That's when you should file it. Or if you know that, hey, in a couple months I'm going to be done with this thing because it's a huge project and I want to go ahead and get this done now, you can file it 90 days out, but that minimum is 45 days. And again, one of the ways that you don't have to file an NOIS is if you keep great track of your receipts and get lien waivers from all your contractors that have done work for the property. So that's all things NOIS. Hopefully you got a bit of information out of it. If you have any additional questions about it or want to chat about it, give me a call or catch up with us at Buyers Club. We'd be happy to talk to you. If you are a borrower with FasterFunds Lending, we will help you, point you in that right direction. We actually have an NOIS. But thanks again for joining me for this episode of Casey's Corner. We'll talk to you guys soon.